What if everything you thought you knew about the 911 Turbo was about to be completely wrong? Porsche just unleashed the 2026 911 Turbo GT. And before you even think it, this is not just another incremental update. We've driven it on the exact same roads where we tested its predecessor. And the difference isn't just noticeably, it's terrifying. The numbers on the spec sheet are one thing, but the feeling this car gives you is on another planet. It does something no turbo has ever done before, something that left us genuinely speechless. So, what is the one thing Porsche changed that turned a precision instrument into an absolute monster? Stick around, because what we're about to show you changes the game entirely. So, what exactly are we dealing with here? This is the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo GT, and to understand why this car is such a big deal, you need to understand the weight of the nameplate. The Turbo badge has always been the king of the 911 lineup all-weather, everyday but the GT designation, that's reserved for Porsche's lightest, sharpest, and most track-focused machines. For 2026, Porsche has done the unthinkable. They've merged these two legends into one car. This isn't just a new model, it's a new category. It's targeting a very specific buyer in the US markets, someone who demands the brutal, all-wheel drive acceleration of a turbo but refuses to compromise on the razor-sharp, visceral feedback of a dedicated track weapon like a GT3. In a world filling up with silent electric hype, the Turbo GT represents a peak of internal combustion engineering. It's a statement, but the question remains, can a car designed to be two different things at once actually excel at both? Over the next few minutes, we're going to tear down the specs, put it through its paces, and uncover the engineering secrets that make this the most ambitious and, potentially, the greatest 911 ever built. Alright, let's get into the meat of why you're all here. The 2026 Turbo GT doesn't just look fast, it looks angry. Porsche has completely reworked the body. It's wider, with massive air intakes carved into the rear fenders that look like gills on a shark. Out back, you'll find a new fixed carbon fiber wing that's more like something from a GT3 race car, and center-mounted exhaust tips finished in a sinister obsidian black. This isn't a subtle car anymore. It's a declaration of war on the supercar establishment. But the real magic happens when you open the door. The cabin is a perfect fusion of luxury and purpose. You're greeted by full bucket seats wrapped in supple leather and Alcantara, with just enough carbon fiber trim to remind you this is a driver's tool. The new, curved digital display is crisp and configurable, putting all the vital info right in your line of sight. And the tech? It's got the latest Porsche communication management system. But honestly, you're not going to care about the infotainment for one simple reason. The button on the steering wheel labeled GT. Let's talk about the heart of the beast. Nestled behind you is a re-engineered 3.8-liter twin-turbo. The official numbers. We're looking at over 650 horsepower and 590 pounds-ft of torque. But numbers on a page don't do it justice. Stomp the throttle, and the launch control system doesn't just launch the car. It violently ejects you from the present moment. The 0 to 60 miles per hour time is rumored to be deep into the 2-second range. And the way it pins you to the seat as it shreds through the gears is borderline violent. And here's where it gets really interesting. On a twisty back road, the Turbo GT defies physics. The all-wheel drive system feels clairvoyant, shuffling power front to rear and side to side with mind-reading precision. The new rear-axle steering makes it feel like it's pivoting around a central point. It's so agile, so sharp, it makes you question if this is really a turbo. But it's not perfect. The ride, even in its softest setting, is brutally firm. You feel every single crack in the pavement, and on a long highway drive, that could become exhausting. And then there's the sound. It's aggressive, but some of it is pumped through the speakers. Purists might call that a drawback. So, we have a car that's an engineering masterpiece, with staggering performance and a few undeniable compromises. But all of this leads to the million-dollar question. A question that isn't about speed, but about value. How much does this ultimate, no-compromise 911 actually cost? And when you see that number, does it all still make sense? The answer, coming up next, might just be the most shocking part of this entire review. You can read all the spec sheets in the world, but none of them prepare you for the moment you take the 2026 Turbo GT to its absolute limit. For us, that moment happened on a closed section of winding tarmac, a place where a car's true character is violently stripped bare. We've driven the previous Turbo S Hera car that is brutally fast, but in a clinical, digital way. You feel the computers working, smoothing out your mistakes. But this is different. Pushing the Turbo GT into a high-speed corner, the initial bite is so sharp it feels like the car is reading your mind. But then, as you get back on the power, something magical happens. The rear end hunkers down. The all-wheel drive system sends a surge of power to the wheels that need it most, and it just rockets you out of the bend. There's a slight rotation, a hint of adjustability that no turbo has ever given you before. It's not just a point-and-shoot missile, it's a dance partner. The line between a comfortable grand tourer and a savage track weapon doesn't just blurt, it completely vanishes. This is the turning point. This is where you realize Porsche hasn't just built a faster turbo. They've built something entirely new. They've taken the turbo's unshakable stability and injected it with the wild, analog soul of a GT3. It's a car that doesn't feel like it's fighting physics, but cooperating with it on a level we've never experienced. But mastering physics like this comes at a cost. And what we have to talk about next, the final, undeniable factor will determine if this masterpiece is truly a miracle, or a miracle that's just out of reach. So, after pushing this machine to its absolute limit, what's the final verdict on the 2026 Porsche 911 Turbo G? In short, it's a staggering achievement. It successfully merges the turbo's all-weather, everyday supercar ethos with the razor-sharp, track-focused soul of a GT model. It's not just the best of both worlds. It's a new world entirely. To recap, the pros are undeniable: earth-shattering acceleration, a chassis that defies physics, and a level of all-weather, all-wheel drive capability that is simply unmatched in its class. The cons, however, are just as real: a punishingly firm ride that will wear on you during daily commutes, and a price tag that ventures deep into the stratosphere. This car is not for everyone. It's a perfect fit for the driving purist who has daily driver as a mandatory checkbox, but refuses to compromise on visceral track-ready performance. For anyone else, a standard 911 Turbo S offers more than enough performance, with far greater comfort. In the context of the current U.S. market, a landscape of tariff uncertainties, and a relentless push towards electrification, the Turbo GT makes a bold statement. It represents an unapologetic peak of internal combustion performance. It influences future trends, not by following them, but by proving that emotional, driver-focused engineering will always have a place. So, the ultimate question remains: in an era of increasing automation, does the 202-6911 Turbo GT represent the last of a dying breed, or the ultimate expression of a timeless formula? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next review. Now, we want to hear from you. What's your dream daily driver? Tell us in the comments below.